go through. ज़्यादातर लोग ना मार्केट पे फोकस करते हैं एंड क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग शीप मेंटालिटी दे होंदे ने, दे गेट इन्फ्लुएंस कि भाई बाहर ना की न्यूज़ चल रही है, राइट? But when we talk about smart money does not move like that at all. स्मार्ट मनी जी है वो बिल्कुल अलग तरीके ने मूव कर दी है। स्मार्ट मनी जी नजर आएगी वो कमर्शियल च नजर आती है। That's where the smart money usually is, right? So ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੋਰਮਲ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਉਹ ਦੇਖਣਗੇ ਯਾਰ ਜੂਨ ਚ ਬਿਗੇਸਟ ਮੰਥਲੀ ਫਾਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ since 2022, right? Smart money at the same time सिर्फ फर्स्ट क्वार्टर च CBRE ਦਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਹੈ that they have seen $19 billion of transactions happening in Australia. And domestic buyers have led the commercial transaction activity ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ half ਸੀਗਾ 2026 ਦਾ. Sorry, it's the half, not quarter. So first half of 2026 ਹੈ, they have seen 19, they have recorded, recorded is the right word because data hai ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ, that they have seen $19 billion of money going in the commercial. So smart money doesn't care. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਆਣਾ ਇਹ ਜਾਣਾ, that's fine. And also ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਿਖਾਣ ਲੱਗਾ which is probably going to blow your mind as well, exactly how the cycle works. And I think this is the perfect example of 18.6 year cycle. But again, we are actually going to see that in right now live markets scheme work karna. Anyways, so there was another property that was sold, Centuria it's a $454 million Sydney the office space. So it's an A grade office space, 680 George Street plus 15 Goldman sold for $454 million. So again, smart money doesn't care what's happening in the market. All they will think about is very long term. So because Sydney has seen a slowdown for the last couple of 3 years, they have removed New South Wales to foreign transactions ਵਧਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ they have a surcharge ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹਟਾਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ. So foreigners can actually come in and buy properties as well in Sydney so they can push the market up. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. कि वो कुछ भी करेंगे, but they will push for the market to stay up and to keep pushing as much as they possibly can because that's how they operate and that's what the reality of the market is. 19% ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ, we are going very quickly. Sana event obviously is going very well. So if you think there is anyone that can be a part of the Perth event, let us know. We are going to do something in Sydney and Melbourne very soon. Details to become later on for sure. Okay. Now this is what actually. Okay. Right. So most of the people obviously run away. I'm about to show you 90-year cycle data. Sorry, 30-year cycle data. Which is 9 downturn. This is to be known as the 9th downturn of the last 30-year cycle, which has happened since 1995. Yeah. So 8 out of 8 downturns ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ recovery ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ new highs ਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. Having said that, I still won't invest my money in Melbourne because I just don't believe that until unless there's a change of government, it's perhaps not going to happen at all. Okay, so the good part is that 9th downturn, this is the cycle is normal. Koi crisis nahi hai. This has happened a lot of times, like 8 times in the last 30 years, and it's just the continuum of that. Everyone was triggered by rates, credit, and confidence. Hamesha aime hi hoya hai. Almost aime hoya because governments only really have few levers to pull to make sure that they can control the market. The paisa jada aega jana thoda slow ho jaye. And I want to take this to the next level. They do understand that retail buyers hunde ne jinnu aapa mom and dad investors kehne a, they get triggered by the news. They get triggered by ki bhai market ch hone ki chal raha hai. They don't have the ability to think ahead because they are too emotional to do any of that. And governments do understand them. That's why apne aap jadon levers pull karne hunde ne, they do it themselves. Okay. Now this is probably the most interesting slide tanu main dikhana ja raha. The debt is shallow. The dip is shallow ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ on an average over the the next ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ 8 months ਹੈ, we are expecting that the downturn is going to be minus 2.9%. Not in most of the cities, by the way. So I still believe Perth and Brisbane is going to do really well. Okay, it's going to happen. But obviously, this worst annual fall is 30 years. 30 years, 8%. That's it, maximum. But look at this. This is the most interesting part. The upswing. The upswing over the next 3 years is going to be close to 32%. And the average growth and this is the 9th growth purchase cycle since 1995. So again, this is nothing new. It is nothing new. But obviously, most of the people only see कि भाई यार ओहो थोड़े महीने में 2.9% थले जाएगा, but they don't see the upswing because they don't have the ability, they don't have the vision, they don't have the capacity. क्योंकि investing is not investing is more about emotions. ते अपने आप तुसी कितना hold कर सकते हो. It's not like कि भाई market में थले टिकी तो ना निकल गए. Again, it's up to them. But जेड़ा बंदा market to stay करता है for this period of time, they roughly make about 11x their money because minus almost 2.9%, they go all the way to up to 32% as well, what the cycle has told us over the last sort of 30 years. So the window is the dip. This is again Kamal and Amar de naal main meeting kar raha siga last week di gall hai shayad, or this week di gall hai shayad. I think it's early this week. So we talked about this is exactly the only thing that we've done is we've changed our strategy in a way that we are trying to focus on 1 or 2 states because there's a reason to it, that there's still money to be made, and that's the exact reason. We haven't changed anything, but just a little bit of strategy. We have focus this is what we're going to focus on. Okay, when the rate peaks, next move is down again, it pulls the next growth phase forward quickly. उन्हें जल्दी इन्होंने किया, उन्हें ज़्यादा जल्दी बढ़िया होगा. Again, 1985 to 1987, this is exactly what happened. उन्होंने negative gearing खत्म की थी, but they brought it back after 2 years. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Perhaps it's probably going to be the same, but that's pretty much it. The tails are already measurable. मतलब है बहुत measurable है. If you can see, the auction clearance है towards 40 from 40 towards 60. Put open home, मतलब उन ज़्यादा car obviously it's gonna probably नजर आने लगे. That's pretty much it. By the time recovery shows up in the prices, the entry is gone. The discount lives inside the fear, not after. So basically, in a nutshell, this is the cycle. It's another one of those cycles that what are you actually gonna do? So most of the people are actually only buy. जो दोनों लादा है कि भाई ये सब buy करना चाहिए, and when this